Good afternoon. I don't know how many of you have followed the cFS symposium. We did like a bunch of announcements. So I'm going to just skip through lots of slides, and a lot of you did great job. A lot of speakers on this morning, what cFS is, architecture, all that. So I'm not going to go through. Again, cFS is now managed by steering committee. So there's a lead at each center. So you can find out the closest center and reach out to cFS person. Keep escaping, still lots about the history, what it can do, 50% saving. I think we can talk about this. Many new technologies we're trying to integrate with cFS. And one of them, you can see data distribution service, DDS, to enable interoperability with robotics. So this is one of those things. And then also we're considering different programming language. One of them is like Rust. So we have IRAD. We are trying to create an app. We are not trying to translate whole cFS like one-on-one apps, but whole idea is to create a Rust app, like cFS app based in Rust, which can coexist. So we can study along the way, and that can help other folks to look into it as reference design. Rule-based autonomy, we have used some of the scripting languages to automate some ConOps, so we are considering that too. That helped us a lot in some of the missions, including one of them was Merge Sample Return CCRS, Capture Containment and Return System. So that's another enabler for people. And then AI, buzzword nowadays, so we are considering AI for a lot of things, like you can do use AI for cyber, anomaly detection, all that type stuff, and same time doing the sciences onboard autonomy, obviously going step by step, not everything at once. But we are looking into it. And one of the big thing coming out is HPSC, high performance space computing. For a few years we have been talking about, and right now we are just working on porting cFS over to HPSC, along with utilizing a lot of other capabilities it can provide, like hardware support for AI/ML, many other things along with that. And it will be supported on multiple operating systems, like VxWorks and Linux. Linux is our first one, then we're jumping to VxWorks, and after that, RTEMS as time permits. But certainly, Linux and VxWorks are in roadmap within next 1.5 years. So not going through this. Okay, so another big thing, like whole space community is talking about cFS is not secure, what you guys are doing. And yes, we were not doing anything because it was designed 20, 25 years ago. And at that time, like, there was no need. So you know how we work. If something is not needed, you don't work on it. Everything's driven by money and requirements and all that. So that was the reason not to have everything, but given all the seriousness, even presence from multiple other countries, so it seems like this became a serious thing, and we are considering that. And we started to look into, this is our roadmap, started like going from top row, left to right, link encryption, you all know what that is, zero trust architecture, and then threat detection. So all these three are being worked on right now, and we introduce cyber application. We call it Airlock, and Airlock is a two-part. Airlock is library, and there's something called Security Manager, which goes with it, and that will basically cover all top three here. And going forward, we're going to pick up on mission recovery and secure processes. That's actually in consideration, secure process, working with 2 vendors for DevSecOps, obviously. So that's that. I think this is, sorry, I was going backward. So this is a little bit about Airlock. It's available in different versions. V1, we already have right now. It's being tested. Working on V2 design, so mainly data plane, and then we have security manager. You can see the timeline at the bottom, roughly FY27, we should have this solution ready. And this is being worked on for a customer. So that would be flown soon, so to have better TRL. So anybody wants to really want to work with us in any of these applications, please reach out to me. And I'll be happy to do collaboration, or you need more info, again, feel free. I'm here around today and tomorrow. Reach out to my email. I'll do anything I can to help you out. So other consideration, you might have heard lots of media reports about issues. And again, taking everything very seriously now. And like, we have, I'm not naming here, but along with the code sonar, there are multiple tools available, very proven, coming from DoD and other top organizations. We are using those tools to run through whole cFS, just to make sure if there's anything, find it now and fix them. And taking on this like 2-year project, few months in now, and we are having great success there, finding issues and trying to fix those. So hope is after that program ends, that project will have much, much better cFS in shape, not having any of those issues. Again, you know, this is being used for human-rated Class A missions. So we are taking every care, also working on test infrastructure. So we'll provide test infrastructure. You can use that to generate different artifacts, working very closely with the gateway team. That is Class A certifiable flight software, so working very closely with them, just to make sure we make all good things into mainstream. Again, we're partnering all over, trying to basically partner with all big vendors, operating systems, ground side, hardware, so basically full stack. With that, I think this is just all about who's using cFS, not just within NASA, but across the globe, academia, commercial, and other government agencies in other countries as well. So this is like full spectrum. So these are the main announcements we did. Like basically, we came up with cFS Draco finally after 5-6 years of struggle. And we are also changing, lots of bug fixes are part of that. We have added QNX support, so now you can use QNX operating system. We added VxWorks RTP, so you can use their capability now. Added EDS support, that's another CCS DSS standard. And working on basically translating all of the apps, cFS apps. So work in progress, but a lot of them are already done. Also, used to be big complaint about having static message IDs. Now we created it basically, you can create message ID dynamically. So you can build once and then you can use it for multiple systems with different message IDs. So that will help you a big way. So one thing to note, we are changing version strategy. Yeah, it used to be constellation-based. Now we're going by numbers. So this year, Symposium, we release v7.0.0. And next year is going to be 8.0.0. In between, there are going to be a lot of like patches or minor releases. And that will all go to open source. That we don't have to wait like another 5 years to see the changes. So that's the whole idea. We're trying to improve the process. So that way, it's available as soon as we get it, it's ready for you. So no more constellation-based versioning. So we'll continue pushing updates. SMP is coming. That's another thing people were wanting to see, symmetric multi-processing, so you can run apps on different cores. So that is coming out very soon. Obviously, lots of improvements over documentation, and other major release going to come out, like that Rust app talking about supporting different language, HPSC platform support. So we are working on HPSC, as I said, and as soon as it's ready, it will come out open source for everybody else to use on HPSC hardware. So my last slide, we are working on, actually, you guys know, might have heard about cFS government version. And cFS government version is coming up with some flight-capable apps. You had seen multiple lab versions. Government version is going to come up with like flight ready. For example, CITO, you have seen labs. Now it's going to be CITO for the government. Scheduler and FCX, there's a file commander, extended file commander. So these are planned for ALPA, much more to come. But most importantly, all the cyber products are coming with this Gov release. So if anybody wants to work with us on any of these things, let me know. I'll work with you directly on things. So you can see additional support areas, SDLP, SDLS, and SpaceWire, RS-422, all those drivers. With that, just like, hey, it's very critical, and flying on many, many missions, coming up with all enabling technologies for many, many years to come for all advanced or complex missions. Huge saving, you already know, and strategic values are like partnering, so that's what I'm here to just ask all of you guys, hey, let's come together. If you, and as Andre said, some of the struggles, some of the challenges, and I'm requesting all of you, if you're facing any of those kind of challenges, please reach out to me. We'll look into it and see if that is something could be needed by the community. We'll try to make it mainstream. Very scalable security, as you know, safety. So we are focusing on all of these now and hoping better product as we go in the future. So with that, thank you so much. And I'll be around if you have any question now or later.